This is Countdown to Economic Collapse, July 24th, 2011. I'm David John Sponheim, running for president in 2012 for America's Third Party. This past week has been a terrible tragedy in Oslo, Norway. There has been a lone gunman, Anders Breivik, has opened fire and killed 93 people, including a bomb blast that he has claimed responsibility for. Now, he's pleading not guilty in a country where there is no death penalty. He stands to face 21 years in prison if found guilty of this crime. This is a horrible, horrible act against innocent people, and it should not be rewarded with such a light sentence. And I hope that Norway changes their laws to adapt to this horrible criminal. Now, when you look at the larger perspective and what this person was trying to achieve with his 1,500-page manifesto, you realize that people on the far right are concerned about people moving in and taking over, especially Islamists and extremist fundamentalists, Muslims. Well, the clear problem is that if any one group forces their will on another group, there's going to be a backlash. And I'm very, very sorry that this insane man has taken his decision to kill innocent people as a way of getting noticed. And I'm not going to give him any more time than just to say this was a heinous act and it should not be rewarded by talking about it. What we are going to talk about is the debt problem and raising the debt ceiling. The Republicans and Democrats have hemmed and hawed and gone back and forth for a long time and have not come to any real resolutions. Boehner walked out of Obama's office. Obama doesn't really want to talk to him anyway because Obama keeps pressing for more tax increases. They've got to come clean with the fact that they are supporting projects that are wasting lots and lots of money. They've also got to realize that Boehner's effort to get $800 billion in tax increases has been a big step from the Republicans, and he's not really towing the complete line. A lot of Tea Party activists don't want any tax increases, and I don't blame them. There is so much money glutting our government in areas that don't need to be spent that we have to actually go in and surgically cut the fat out of our massive pork barrel budget. And if we don't do it surgically, we could make major cuts that could destabilize our economy. People like Tim Geithner are finally concerned about the possibility that our economy is worsening. Tim Geithner believes that we need to raise the debt ceiling. I believe that we should honor the debt ceiling and begin to live within that budget constraint. Now, the Senate hasn't approved a budget for 2011. They haven't gotten any bipartisan support. So clearly, the bipartisan rally isn't working. We need a tripartisan effort. A tripartisan effort will unite the country. And if America's Third Party were to move forward, if I were to become your president, I assure you I would be working with both sides equally and finding compromises within every budget consideration. One of the stipulations that I have stated I would do if I were president or when I'm president is to limit the size of bills to 100 pages. Anything above 100 pages I wouldn't sign. I would veto. And that alone will streamline government and how we shape the future of our country. Now, as we look at the past week, we see the stock market kind of fluctuating, dropping toward the end on the possibility that the European problems are not going away. I believe people will continue to invest in silver and gold and find that that will hedge against this inflationary or hyperinflationary trend that we're heading toward. Now, even if the price of gold doesn't go up dramatically, it's still a solid place to keep your money along with silver. Now, the goal of some companies this past week, like Morgan Stanley, that showed 12% increases in profits, the goal is to shore up their fixed earnings and maintain a strong profile for their investors. We have to ask ourselves, why are we letting big banks control the destiny of this country? And what is the debt? What is it really? You know, the Federal Reserve doesn't come clean about these issues. They don't talk about them because it's all very arcane and mysterious and secret. The Federal Reserve is acting as a private corporation to regulate our monetary supply, and we're letting them do it without any oversight to speak of regarding a lot of their investments. We have a problem, folks. It's called the monster in the closet. And if we don't do something about this incredibly dark and nefarious organization, we will end up being buried by them economically. Now, they have an obligation to the IMF, and the IMF has told Obama to get your fiscal house in order. In turn, he continues to outspend, 1.6 trillion over budget, and our country continues to move toward that pivotal state where people are just getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. Recently, doctors are complaining they don't have enough medicine to treat people with chronic heart disease and heart attacks. They're running out of the supply because not enough people are investing in the pharmaceutical industry in that area. Well, these are just symptoms of an even bigger problem. We have to start focusing on the homeless, on building those jobs that Obama promised, and we have to start creating technologies that will create our production cycle and at the same time improve our service economy. Building solar panels would be a key effort in that region. We have to actually create solar panels for as low as $1 a watt, and that will actually build our nation in a way that has never been seen before. A new revolution in solar technology is upon us, and we have to embrace that. Obama didn't do that. He underinvested in renewable energy. Now, as your president, I will move toward the focus of renewable energy, and I will build those jobs that Barack Obama promised he'd deliver. I will get them because I believe the government is responsible for creating jobs, and the government's also responsible for shrinking and becoming smaller, something it hasn't done in a long, long time. The problem with government is it continues to grow with little or no monitoring or oversight. We will do that. America's Third Party will move forward with a great new platform to get this country fiscally responsible and not raise taxes on the American people. I'm David John Sponheim for America's Third Party, and I support this message.
Check us out at americasthirdparty.com.